Hey folks, it's Stephan here. Welcome to another episode of Goetia. Blackwood Manor. What on earth has happened? I don't see any colors anymore. It's all black and white, like in the photograph. It doesn't make any sense. I need to get out. Okay. Do we need to run away so quickly? We can obviously go back to Blackwood Manor that way. We've got something in the journal. My ghostly condition. The manor with all its demons, and now this? I've been pulled into a photograph that I was trying to possess. Is this a commonplace in this era? Or some new folly devised by the Blackwoods? I should be able to get out of here easily, but first, I should look for potential clues. Agreed. I remember the cottage from the photograph. How strange. It seems I can enter it, even though the picture doesn't show the inside. Oh, I see. This wasn't actually the one we were looking at. More journal. The picture I found in the bedroom was incomplete, and I cannot access the missing part. I need to find the second half of the picture to discover the scene as a whole. I thought we did. I thought we attached it. There's another one we can go to, so we can travel to those as well. This is unreal. I can sense every detail of these clothes. This place is making me see things, sending my senses into disarray. It's driving me mad. What's this? Another horse? No. There's a drawing of a strange creature on a box. Half fish, half horse. It's a sort of a blurry place we can maybe go to, but I'm not sure we want to. It's going to be able to go up or down. So there's 3 pictures we could go through, and then there's this. Some pages have been torn away, so it's another notebook. Gabriel Hodgkin, 2 February 1940. Mother's work inspired me to undertake an insane project, which had obsessed me day and night, and today, at long last, I decided to begin. I've already gathered all the materials I'll need, and took all the necessary precautions. I was afraid of how Mother would react when she found out, but her support has been as unfailing as always. According to her, my work and her research could benefit from each other, and I agree. I can't wait. A few years ago, I would have laughed at myself. Today, however, even if it seems mad, I know that some sort of immortality can be achieved. It is possible as long as one can project one's soul into an artifact, be it natural or artificial. That being said, I would not recommend using a natural artifact. The scant information we could gather suggests that the risk is too great. The results so far are unconvincing, but each day proves to us that Anton and Mother are not far from their goal. As for me, I'm thinking of a somewhat different way to temporarily project a soul in an object. Something that would enable me to access its history, from its creation to its daily use. I'll start with a familiar object I know every detail of. I don't want to risk anything. As such, I'm thinking of an object created by my own hand that offers an infinite number of possibilities. A photograph. Of course, I can't possibly know the chemical and physical composition of a photograph, but I am very familiar with the technique, from the framing to the shooting to the developing. Photographing a well-known place should limit the chances of getting lost. It would be a shame not to be able to find my way out of the object. Well, very interesting. So he found a way to make these so that you can travel into them. I mean, we can see that both of these are possible to go into. And there's the house, so he had to be very careful to put the house back in. So now this is seeming more like mist, almost. I like this round rock. Would that I could lie on it for a while. I can see a grain in the walls of this lumberjack's cabin, like the grain of a photograph, but it looks more like wood grain to me. Now there's multiple tools in here. There's another one of these fish things. This box seems familiar. A set of wood saws. I won't be needing these. Some crates and gardening tools, nothing particularly useful. These bags are full of sand, no treasure. I shouldn't get too close to this workbench. It looks really unstable. Some glasses? A pair of glasses. A vital accessory for any scholar. Alright, so there's the hammer is the only interesting thing, I guess. This hammer reminds me of the kind used with a chisel to cut stone. And we could possess it. But can we bring it back out of a picture? That's the question. I think we should just hit this with it. Well, I guess we'll find out if we can bring the hammer out of a picture. Or are we supposed to break the stone with it? Although it did say something about chiseling, didn't it? No, it doesn't seem to let us go through the picture with the hammer. So we're supposed to use the hammer here. But where? Right on this box, I guess. Well, we put the hammer in the box? For what purpose? Oh, wait, I see now. This box is going to allow us to move things back and forth between these picture worlds. That's why it looks familiar. So we can go back, and now this hammer will be in this box. Where was that box? Right here. Right at the moment, though, we don't know why we would need it. So let's see what's in this next picture. Oh my. This is some war scene, it looks like. And it's upside down for some reason. They look like the bullets grandfather used while hunting, but they're a bit more cumbersome. Food supplies, I'm saved. I don't think we need food, we're a ghost. A young king that I don't know? Oh, England. Something is hidden behind these railings. A photograph? So we have to get in there somehow. Go that way. Can we go down here? Better check what this is first. First of all, it is advisable to delve as deep as possible into the artifact, the subject. One should go pace by pace from oneself to the subject cautiously, as if with a flight of stairs. 1. Request. 2. Approach. 3. Invitation. 4. Possession. The idea seems straightforward, but the first 2 steps always leave me in a persistent semi-conscious state for a few minutes after the attempt, and breaking the frail connection between the projection and myself is not recommended. To maintain this connection, one can use rituals. The most formidable ordeal is the invitation, more precisely the exact moment the subject accepts my projection and opens the door leading into itself. I gradually lose consciousness of myself, and a new world opens. However, this short moment when both universes coexist is a painful and distressing one. Finally, the possession is the decisive step. A sigil drawn on both hands can strengthen the connection. So it has somewhat demonology stuff going on with it, I guess. I'm not sure why we're upside down here, though. This is definitely a gun. There's a picture missing. This landscape is quieter, but it's not complete. One of the pictures is missing, but that doesn't stop me from traveling inside the other 2. A set of photographs make a panorama. How clever. These explosions, and this tiny opening. I don't have to worry about losing my own life, but this atmosphere turns my blood cold. These tools remind me of the weapon diagrams in the library, but these are much more sophisticated. So we're in a bunker, I still don't understand why we're upside down. Ammunition and a few pictures and letters. My dear parents, we've been here without orders for almost a month. There isn't a living soul in St. Margaret. Those who survived the bombings fled the area. Nevertheless, there's still been no word from either Winnie or Pooh for several weeks now. Each hour we spend watching the guns that resonate in vain is at once both reassuring and frightening. The weight and uncertainty are wearing us out. Despite the bloodshed, we were glad to be able to respond in kind on this side of the sea. Still, I won't complain. For what it's worth, in this uneasy silence that hangs over us now, I can enjoy the sweet music of the words I write for you now. That said, the monotony of the past few days was disrupted a little. A photographer came to visit our bunker. He arrived in a Daimler armored car and was accompanied by 2 officers. He was a rather strange fellow, and none of us were sure of what he was there for. He set up his bulky equipment to take a few pictures, but made sure to keep us from appearing in them. I always thought that in times of war, portraits of valiant soldiers were common, but he was only interested in the building. Despite its blank, black walls, he didn't stay very long. I miss Lizzie's letters. How is she? I hope she is well and that she is not affected too much by these events, as much as circumstances allow. She's so young. Tell her she's a true friend. The latest news is Martin's posting last week. He left the bunker for... And then there's a scrawl, as though he was blown up. He was writing that note. So, I can keep going. Make sure there's a way back, though. Oh, we're in a postcard now. And there's a much more modern car than would be reasonable, I think. I'm not sure if the camera angle was wrong, but this picture was placed upside down. I lost my bearings. I should turn it. I get the impression that the 2 pictures on the wall of the sentry box are part of a set, in which case one is still missing. Though I can enter each picture, I cannot pass from one to the other. Perhaps I'll be able to do something if I find the missing picture. Okay. Sculptor's Dream. I remember watching stone carvers in the village. They used a hammer and a chisel. Could this one have been used to carve the stone near the cabin? Oh, so I shouldn't have taken it out. I found a pair of spectacles on the woodcutter's bench. Oddly enough, they're very clean, as if they didn't belong to this place, or rather, if they had been put here after the picture was taken. That's probably true. Photograph within a photograph, this place has no end. It's a veritable labyrinth, as if its creator, Gabriel, did everything he could to confound visitors and hide something important inside. This only intrigues me more. There's one thing I'm certain of, though. I cannot possess an object in the photograph and then go out of the picture and into another. Each picture has its own universe. But I need to carry an object from one place to another, so I'll need to find a solution. Well, we already found that solution. So we're just... I mean, it seems like a postcard, almost. And there's this hulk of a car, just a vehicle destroyed by fire in the middle of nowhere. But from the look of this car, it looks much more modern than this time period should have been. The label only says developer. We can take that with us, except we can't, right? We don't have a way to transport anything in this picture. With love, A. A photograph of some ruins, just a picture. The trail leads here. I should search for a way to enter. I don't think we can do anything like that right now. We need the other photograph in order to do something. Well, we know there's a photograph behind this, but we would need something to get that off of there with. And we don't really have any way to bring anything in here at the moment. That would take us home. Well, not home, but partway back anyway. Right, so that's those two explored. Was there a way to turn this? Yes, okay, so we can turn it. What about this one? I can't see anything. Okay, so this is a blurry photograph. This looks like a problem. The back of the cottage is blurry, but I can still make out a few elements that seem interesting. There's a wagon wheel that we can cause to spin, apparently. That did something. That did something as well. There must be an order to how these have to be interacted with. What does it say that it is? It won't tell us what it is. I'm not sure which thing we need to interact with here, because I can't really tell what it is. It almost seems as though something would flow through there. I definitely don't know what we're doing here yet. I don't see anything happen when we do this, so... we'll have to come back to that. Alright, so we actually brought the hammer through, but we don't want to. We don't want the hammer here. Right, where's the screwdriver? So we need to go back, I guess. And what's that box in here somewhere? Did we find that box somewhere? Maybe that's the box that's down in the office. Let's see, we can't go up there. That's purple. There's nowhere to go there. We can't go down. So this Gabriel fellow could just be traveling around in that stuff. Oh yeah, there's this. Which... I don't really have too much to understand here. I mean, it spins around. There'd be more to it than that. It's a tube. It looks like there would be maybe another picture in there. Alright, so the house goes higher. Bune sigil. The most disturbing insect I've ever seen. This one has always made me feel uncomfortable. Okay, so I didn't know. Annie must be protecting something. I have to cross these walls to find answers. Ah, the squid. Oddly, it's Nibirius' symbol that stands out the most in my memory. It's the yellow one? Oh, this is the green one. This knot shaped, the color green. I think this is Forrest's signal. Judging by the abnormal amount of plants coming out of the wall, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, and then there's the yellow. The Wise Men's Quartet. I'm not sure. Is it Payman? Assuming there is some wisdom in that demon. Alright, so we can't go there, can't go there. Keep going down. Oh, there's the screwdriver. Right. Can't do anything with that head. Couldn't do anything with the head over there either. We haven't been this way yet. Oh, there's an obvious place in the wall. There's some sort of recess in the wall. I should be able to open it. Yes, maybe with a screwdriver. Or just by ourselves, I guess. There's a tube with a cylinder inside it. And then there's these numbers on the wall. The same knickknacks left to rot, just like everywhere else. Nothing particularly illuminating. But these numbers certainly are. Okay, that just shot up here. Not sure if that was useful or not. Does it come back down? It does, after a fashion. And that must go even further up. We can't go that way. Well, until we know what that's for, there's no point in having it up there. Oh, wow. Now we're in like a lab. There's another one. Someone was apparently too small to achieve their goal. I left the same trace here. There's hands, handprints, right? I need a tool to open this panel. Well, I guess that will be the screwdriver. Ooh, it's a safe. Just down here. A safe with 4 numbers. I'll have to find something that tells us what those numbers are. A photograph that's seen better days. I can't make anything out. Important for us to know that, though, huh? Mother and father entertained their guests around this billiard table. I wasn't invited, of course, but my room is located just behind this wall. I spent hours listening to them. There are messages scattered all over the manor. It's quite peculiar. My dearest son, I am saddened to have fallen so low in your esteem. Your little plot is not a hard one to notice. The notes you stole are important, true, but I don't need them anymore. I suppose you hid them in your flat in the village, or that you gave them to that Stanford girl. May they teach you something. We'll have the opportunity to talk about your misdeed. You can be sure of it. Okay, so she caught on to Alexander. I'm sure I'll find some answers in Oakmarsh Village. It's not far from the manor. It's expanding, isn't it? I found a note on the pool table. Annie wrote to Alexander, her second son. She mentions secret research and a third party, Stanford. It all leads to Oakmarsh. I should be able to investigate without much difficulty. Alright, so that's opening up. Now we can go into the woods. We can go to Oakmarsh. Where have we been that we haven't been able to go through yet? Thanks for watching this episode of the Let's Play for Goetia. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and click the subscribe button so you know when I'm posting videos in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.